Aloha trainers, and welcome to the island, where the sun is hot and the spice is hotter. Sit back, relax, enjoy a cool beverage. As I take you on a journey on the island, all the way up to Mount Volcanion. Speaking of which, I've got some battles here for you today. With the signature double dragonfly backline, as many of you have seen in Calamonto's video, I've got a little twist on it. Instead of Fortress in the lead, we've got something else to take care of, the steel and the fairy types that the dragons do not want to see. None other than Volcanion, straight from GoFest Jersey City, Rank 5 Ultra League. These are some spicy battles that you do not want to miss, and I'm here to show you today. So, without further ado, let's get into these battles. Alright, Belly Bolt's in the lead. This is a neutral matchup as far as the fast move pressure goes, but a parabolic charge will do a lot of damage. However, we're going to shield up here and throw on good timing, but the opponent catches it on a Drift Blim. This is a very unfortunate circumstance for us. A shiny Drift Blim at that. Very nice. We're going to overload on energy right here, and we're going to call this bait here. That's a double resisted Icy Wind. So now we have all the energy, and now we've, for some reason, swapped into the flapple when it would have been much smarter to swap into the drampa, but that is okay. We're going to get a shield here, and unfortunately there might have been damage registration error, but that's okay. We just got one shot. There's still a chance here. We come in out the Volcanion and we get the farm down. We are at 100 energy with a Primate coming in. Oh, look at that damage. That Primate forgot to wear sunscreen and just got torched. And now they come in with their Belly Bolt, having cleared its defensive buffs from before. So now we force that last shield and we're able to throw this Swift on a CMP tie. And we do take it out, and we take out the shiny Primate for the win. GG. Alright, into this next battle, we have Golisopod in the lead. This is a positive matchup for us because we are resisting the Fury Cutters here. The opponent throws an Aqua Jet, which we can tank one, and then we're going to overfarm and get this overheat off. And the opponent lets it through for a boom. Very nice Volcanion. And now we save swap into our Drampa, and the opponent has a Fraligator here. And this is a great matchup for us generally, so long as we don't let the ice beam through. And we go ahead and shield up, and it's a bait unfortunately, but we're going to now allow the next move through. No, actually we'd shield and there's the ice beam. So now we're able to overfarm, and we actually farm down the Fraligator here. And they have a Belly Bolt in the back. You're going to see a lot of Belly Bolt in this meta. This team generally likes to see Belly Bolt, whether it's the dragons in the back or it's the Volcanion in the lead that has energy. But now we go ahead and make a fantastic catch. Double resisted parabolic charge on the flapple now. We are able to overfarm, and the opponent did not build up to the Zap Cannon, so we have no incentive to throw. Actually, we're just going to go ahead and let this opponent throw a move here because we can win this comfortably. They do take us out, but we want to get that Incinerate down. There we go, Volcanion. Another win. Let's go. Into this next matchup. We have a Steelix here, and we are going to try and throw on good timing, but the opponent throws a move before we get to that. They did not build up to the Earthquake, so we have no reason to shield here. And now we're going to go ahead and throw this Earth Power so that way we don't debuff ourselves. And the opponent shields it up. At this point, we can shield up this move and then survive these Dragon Tails. We're actually going to bank the energy now. We've got the Steelix low enough to where we can farm it down. The opponent luckily does not have Breaking Swipe, and now we're able to get a nice resisted farm down. And they come in now with the Virizion. And do they know about the Fly? They do not. We got the screenshot. We just one-shot that. And now we've got all this energy going into this Fraligator in the back. And we go ahead and get some serious damage off. And now the opponent is left to send the nuke. They send the nuke. Goodbye, Flapple. And now we're able to get that Dragon Breath down for the win. GG's. Alright. We have now a Typhlosion in the lead. The opponent switches into their Greninja, and we're able to punish more or less with the Flapple. These Night Slashes do a considerable amount of damage, but we are double resisting the Water Shurikens, so we're never in a danger of being farmed down by this Greninja here. So we're now going to go ahead and see what they want to do. They opt to shield up this Seed Bomb here, and we're actually going to let this go because now the opponent has expended all of their energy. And we're going to come in now with the Drampa for a nice farm down, but the opponent does get a move off before that Dragon Breath registers. Actually, it was damage registration error, which that's just the game malfunctioning, but that's okay. We're on the island here. We're not worried one bit. And now we have energy going into this Typhlosion, and they let it through. Wow, that is a lot of damage right there. And now we get this Incinerate farm down. And now we're just going to get a lot of fast move pressure on the Steelix here. They do full send the Earthquake, but we shield it up, rightfully so. And now we're gonna go ahead and get this Earth Power off. And now it's a race to the next move. Okay. And we get to it, and we're going for the Overheat now. Kaboom. GG's. Alright, in this next matchup, we have Fralgair in the lead. And in the event that we're going to throw straight away, we go ahead and make that catch on our Flapple for the double resisted Hydro Cannon. Let's go. And they come in now with a Virizion. Do they know about the fly on the Flapple? They do not. Boom. Alright, so they come in now with their Fralgator. And we're not shielding nothing. They're gonna have to Ice Beam to take us out. They go for that Hydro Cannon. They do take us down, getting some considerable farm. But we come in now with our Drampa, and we can safely one shield here and go for this farm down. They opt to swap out into their Swampert. Wise move at that point, but we do have an energy lead on them, so we're able to get that shield right there. And now they've thrown a move here. We're gonna shield a potential Earthquake. They go for Sludge. So now we know that we can survive this next move right here. Not too well, but we were able to get off this next Swift, likely getting the last shield. And now we come in with the Volcanion, and we were able to outpace to the Earth Power, taking out the Water type. Kaboom! And now we're incinerating, and we incinerate down the Water type. Let's go. Alright. Into this next matchup, we have a Skeledirge in the lead. This is generally a very good lead for us, but the opponent makes a fantastic catch on the Feraligatr. Luckily, this is still neutral damage for us, but we do the same thing now with this opponent, catching after 5 Shadow Claws, the double resistant Hydro Cannon. Now, we're going to force the opponent to throw an Ice Beam in order to take us out, but they only go for the Hydro Cannon. Now we're able to get this nice farm down right here. The opponent comes back in now with their Skeledirge, and we have a lot of energy. Getting off this neutral fly, that does a lot of damage, and we can get to the move before the next Incinerate takes us out, forcing the opponent to throw a shield if they want to keep their Skeledirge alive, which they do. We do get 1 turn lag bring in, so we don't get our Dragon Breath, but the opponent full sends the Shadow Ball, and that does no damage, and then we go in and get a catch on our Volcanion, and it's the Shadow Ball as well. We do barely survive. They come in now with a Rhyperior, so now this is we get that shield here, and now it's gonna be a race to the moves here because all of our moves are resisted, unfortunately. The opponent goes for Breaking Swipe, and they get the debuff, which is unfortunate. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw this Swift right here. I really wish we threw before the first debuff, but that's okay. It actually might not be okay because they're gonna go ahead and throw another move here, and they get the second debuff. That is crippling right there. So now we're going to go for the Fly, which does slightly more damage because we're only going to get to 1 more move, and it barely does not take them out, and we take that loss. GG. So game lag, bad luck ×2 with the Breaking Swipes, and that's how you lose a game like that. Tragic. Alright. That could have also been avoided if we shielded up the Shadow Ball, but whatever. Alright. So we get the shield from the Belly Bolt, and we actually get their defense back down, which is kind of funny because it is a very remote chance of that with the Earth Power. Anyways, they come in now with their Dusknoir, and we just have to worry about the Dynamic Punch, and we do correctly shield that. And now the issue is, can we farm them down before they get to another? They do get to a move here, but is it the Dynamic Punch? No, it is not. It is just a Shadow Punch. So now we have switch advantage, and we have a lot of energy. The opponent opts to throw their parabolic charge immediately, which we do survive. And they come in now with the Golisopod, which is a very good catch. But we still get a shield anyways, so that's fine for us. And now they're likely not expecting to fly, and look how much damage that does. We get one Incinerate through. The question is, can we survive this Aqua Jet? Yes, but we cannot survive the Fury Cutters, which is unfortunate. So now what we do is we come in with the Flapple, and we get the farm down, and now the Belly Bolt has nowhere to go with this energy. They could send a Zap Cannon for all we care, and it won't do anything. Look at that. Double resisted. Speaking of resisted, we're going to go for this fly for little BM because we can. Mahalo. Alright, into this next match. Belly Bolt in the lead. There's so many Belly Bolts around. Really good Pokemon, but we kind of have our bases covered with our team here. So we get that shield with the Earth Power, and we actually get another defense drop, which is fantastic. The opponent throws right away, so we're able to catch that move, and they come in now with a Scizor, a Shadow one at that. So these Bullet Punches are doing massive damage, but they let the fly through, so this is fantastic for us. We can let this move through. They go for a Trailblaze, actually. So now we have two options to get this farm down. We're going to go with the Volcanion because we want the Incinerates, and now they come in with a Gastrodon. And so we bank that charge move, and now we're going to switch out and see what the opponent wants to do. And suddenly they have nowhere to go as far as this Flapple. Either we do double super effective damage with our Seed Bombs to the Gastrodon, or it's double resisted damage with the electric charge moves of the Belly Bolt. So for now, what we can do is go ahead and pressure them here. They do let it through, and now the Gastrodon is left on its own with no shields against our Flapple here. The opponent does have a lot of energy banked, so we're going to shield up these two Body Slams, unfortunately. So now it's a race to the move, and we're actually going to go ahead and finish the job with Volcanion. Kaboom. GG's. Alright. Into the next battle. Skeledirge in the lead. They're opting to stay in here. We do win CMP, which is fantastic, so we can full send the Earth Power, see what the opponent wants to do, and they shield it up. No defensive buff or nerf right there. We do shield the Shadow Ball correctly. So now what we're going to do is the opponent outpaces us to the next move, but they only do go for Disarming Voice, which is resisted. So now we have all the energy in the world, and the opponent lets it through for a little kaboom action. Let's go. And now they come in with a Greninja, and we do have a lot of energy saved up, so we are going to commit this shield here in the spirit of throwing on good timing, which we go ahead and do right here. This Earth Power will do a lot of damage if let through. The opponent decides to shield it, and now we save swap into our Drampa. And the opponent has no move that can take us out here. They go for a Night Slash. They luckily do not boost, so this next Night Slash will not KO, and they will not be able to farm us down either. So they come in now with the Golisopod, and they have no shields remaining, and you know what's going to happen. Boom! Look at that damage right there. The opponent does take us out because they have Fury Cutter instead of Shadow Claw right now, but we're going to go ahead and force that energy right here. So at the risk of being incinerated down, we do throw in the Volcanion to absorb that move here, and now it is just their Greninja left over, and they cannot get the energy to the next Night Slash, so we get that win. GG's. Alright, Hippowdon in the lead here. This is kind of a core breaker for the team, if you will. I had to check to make sure it wasn't running Ice Fang, because that would have been catastrophic if we switched into one of our dragons and it's running Ice Fang, because that's like a dream come true for Volcanion. But anyways, the opponent now has a Lapras in here. We do correctly shield the Ice Beam here. I do go for the Fly right here. It's less energy efficient compared to Swift, but it does more damage, and I'm trying to farm this thing down before it gets to a move, and we do not get there. The opponent did get to the Ice Beam, so it was a good shield, although we could have used Swift and had a lot more energy coming into this matchup right here. Hopefully that will not cost us. The Scorching Sands does do significant damage, and our attack is dropped, unfortunately, but that is inconsequential as we do get a shield right there. The opponent comes in with a Zapdos, and I was not expecting that. So this Drill Peck will do a lot, but it did not take us out. So now we go in here with the Fly, because it does do more damage than the Stab Seed Bomb, which is kind of interesting, but that's the way it works. We do catch this Drill Peck on the Volcanion, and we try to go for the farm down. Unfortunately, the opponent does get to a move there, but we do get farm right there, and we are one turn short of the seed bomb, and the opponent takes us out for the win. GG's. Doesn't get any closer than that, folks. Alright, we have Gliscor in the lead here. It's running Fury Cutter as opposed to Sand Attack, which is good for us. The opponent tries to catch an Overheat, and now they have a Tentacruel in there that takes an Earth Power to the face. Alright, so now we get to this Swift with what looks to be a CMP tie, and they just completely sack the Tentacruel right there. And so now they come in with the Scizor here, likely not expecting any sort of damaging moves from us. We do take the Night Slash, although not very well, but we do get to this move before being fast moved down, and the opponent lets the Fly Through again. So now the opponent switches into their Gliscor before the Incinerate takes out their Scizor, and we are going to shield that up. And now we are going to go for the Overheat. This could be a mistake right here. They are going to shield, and so we are forced to switch out in order to clear that debuff. But at this point now, the opponent, we are calling that they have a Night Slash as opposed to any sort of move like Aerial Ace, or so to speak, but we do call that, and now at this point we can let this move go through, and they're in Incinerate range, which is fantastic. They come in now with the Scizor. The Incinerate has already registered, so they cannot get off another move, and now it's just, can we get to this next move? Actually, we Incinerate them down, so we get that win. GG's. Alright, Skeledirge in the lead here. They switch out into Fraligator here, so they do outpace us barely to this move here, but now we're going to throw in Good Timing here, and we're going to have a little bit of energy once we dip out. We get that shield, and we're actually going to go in, and we try to get a catch, but the opponent held onto their energy, so at this point, since they're so far ahead, we're going to call a bait, but they full send the Ice Beam when we get boomed ourselves. So now we're going to wait our switch clock and then come in with the Drampa, and the opponent goes only for a Hydro Cannon right there. We're able to maintain our shield and farm them down. And the Skeledirge comes in, so now we're going to go for a neutral fly right here to do some sort of damage, and that does a lot. And then we go ahead and catch a move on our Volcanion. And it is the double resisted Torch Song. This is a perfect situation right here, but the opponent makes a sick catch on the Golisopod, taking resisted non-stab Earth Power damage. So now we're going to go ahead for the Nuke here to take them out, which they let through. Now it's just us and the Skeledirge. The opponent likely could have farmed us down, but they lost track of our energy, throwing a Torch Song to take out our Volcanion, but that allows us to keep its shield for the Drampa for that win. GG's. Alright, into the final match here. We've got Bellibolt in the lead here. So now we're going to play this typically. We one shield and then throw in Good Timing. Maybe get a shield. We get a shield, obviously, with the Earth Power, and then potentially a defensive buff before switching out. No defensive drop, but we go ahead and save swap it into the Drampa here. And now the Parabolic Charge comes through, that's fine. And they come in now with the Lapras, so now we have a lot of energy to spam out these Swifts. And now we're going to go ahead and let this opponent get to a move. We're going to call that the Sparkling Aria, which we do barely survive. And we were able to get to that fly for some extra damage, extra chip damage, which is oh so valuable in this matchup. And now we're going to go ahead and go for an aggressive farm down with the Volcanion here. We're going to shield the Sparkling Aria, and they come in with the Bellibolt here. So now we have a move loaded, ready to go, and they let that through, and then they have a Skeledirge in the back. So now we're going to farm to a CMP tie here, and presumably the opponent will shield that up. Luckily, we throw when they do so, they wasted their energy, but they ramped up their attack with Torch Song. So we're going to have to play this very carefully here, and we're going to time it, and we make the catch of the game on the Drampa. The question is now, can we get to this move? We do. Is it enough though? Oh! We fell one Dragon Breath short, and they take us out with the Torch Song. If we farmed to the CMP tie, which we do win, we would have won that game. So that was a tough loss, and those are all the battles I really have for you. But, wait a minute. What is that? What? What? Volcanion, is that you? What? You're mad? You wanted more? Guys, listen, I don't know What's going on? The Mount Volcanion is angry. Like, it didn't like the battles. We didn't showcase it well enough. It needs more battles. I'm so sorry for bringing you all into this, but I have an idea. I've got more battles. In the Summer Cup now. We had Ultra League before, but we got Summer Cup battles now. Okay, and I'm hoping that if we can, go through these ones and show the power of Volcanion like it's meant to have, we might get out of this all right. Okay, so let's just go through with the next battles. How does that sound? Okay, more battles. Let's go. All right. Okay, Belly Bolt in the lead here, and Volcanion is doing really good job with the Incinerates, right? Oh, and then they go into a Gallisopod now, so we're going to go straight into our Drampa here, and we're going to go for this fly here. Boom! Look at that damage right there on a CMP tie. Yeah, look at that team effort going right there. We go ahead and Dragon Breath them down, okay? And so now we have energy going back into the Belly Bolt. And this is a very good matchup for us. So now we can eat these parabolic charges, and we're gonna throw. Actually, no, they get to the next move, which is totally fine because we got a little something for them in the back, all right? But we're gonna go ahead and throw this Swift before they take us out. And we get a shield there, so that's a very curious move by the opponent. They do get a large Sucker Punch down, but their energy's going nowhere with this Flapple here. Like I said before, double resisted. Let's go. That does nothing. And then they clear their defensive buffs. So, okay. So now we go ahead and we catch this move on the Volcanion. And it's a Thunder Punch, unfortunately. So the opponent baited us. But we do have energy now. So we're going to go ahead and throw this Earth Power. And we get that shield from the opponent. What do we do now? We let the move through. We're going to put it all on the back of Flapple here. We throw before the Incinerate registers. And we take out the Typhlosion, and now it's the Belly Bolt in the back. And we're going to shield for safe measure because, we don't want to let a Zap Cannon through, even though I don't think they built up to it. We're going to go ahead and play this one safe because Volcanion wins, right? Yeah, we got that game. Let's go. Okay, into this next match. We got a Swampert in lead. Oh, this is a bad lead, so we're going to go straight into the Drampa here. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and throw on what might be a CMP tie right here. We're going to go ahead and get the Swift off. Oh, and they actually switch into their Greninja, which is totally fine for us, by the way, because it's going to take 2 Night Slashes to take us out. Oh, they go for a Hydro Cannon, so I don't know what's going on here, guys. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and play this out. We get the Swift, and we win Switch Advantage, and they come in now with the Venusaur. So you know what time it is. We're going to go straight for that nuke here. Does the opponent know about the Dragonfly? No, they do not. We fast move them down too, and the opponent comes in with their Swampert, and they say mahalo. All right, Typhlosion in the next one. And they come in with an Ampharos now. Okay, so this is a little interesting. We're very glassy, so we're going to go ahead and shield a potential Thunder Punch, and they Trailblaze bait us. Oh, this is so bad. But we're going to come in now with the Flapple here. And we can take any move. That Brutal Swing does a lot of damage, but we do get that farm down, luckily. So we have some energy now going into this mid-game matchup, and the Typhlosion comes in, and we're going to go ahead for this Fly, which will do significant damage, but they do shield it. They're going for a farm down here, and they do get it. That is massive and very catastrophic for us. But what we're going to do here is, okay, so they're going to hold on to their energy, and then we catch the move. We got the Blast Burn. Double resisted damage, and we have the Earth Power taking out the Typhlosion with a Virizion in the back. Oh my goodness, can we pull this off? Oh, this is looking very bleak here. My goodness. Oh, but we did everything we could. Oh, if only they were running Leaf Blade and Stone Edge, that would be amazing. But we're going to go ahead and play out our win con. They shield it up and take us out for the loss. GG's. All right. Into this next matchup with Scizor. Very good lead for us, very good lead. And they come in with the Belly Bolt. Because they swapped out, we do have the pacing advantage on them, and we're able to actually get to this Earth Power before they get their move off. Unfortunately, though, that means that we do have to shield up a Parabolic Charge, but that's fine because we can go for 2 Incinerates before catching, and we get the move on our Flapple here. Let's go. Double resisted. You know the deal. So now we're going to go ahead and farm up to that Seed Bomb. And we're going to let the opponent throw that move because, you know why? This Parabolic Charge won't do anything, and they're not going to Sucker Punch us down. We're instead getting more energy, and now we can throw close to the back-to-back Seed Bombs here, so that way we can come in into the next matchup and get to a charge move here, and the opponent does not expect this, I bet. Oh, look at that damage. Oh, we tried to go for this snipe here, but they switch out. in time, which is unfortunate because now our Incinerates are double debuffed and we get farmed down by the Shadow Kingdra. This is catastrophic, I tell you. So now they have a lot of energy and we need to call a bait here. And they do bait. We get to the move. Okay. So now we take them out with the Swift. And can we survive? No, we cannot. And the Flapple goes down too for the loss. GG's. This is catastrophic, y'all. But we got more battles, right? Right, Volcanion? We're good. We're good. All right. So now the opponent has their Cordillea in the lead, and they go for this Rock Tomb, which is fine because they switch out into a Skeledirge here. So we're going to go ahead and get some neutral damage, even though we've been debuffed. This is very helpful for later in the game. Our biggest task really is getting damage on the Skeledirge, but we do get a fly off, and they shield it up, and we cannot get the switch, and we cannot survive the Incinerate. That is catastrophic, but we're coming out with the Volcanion, and what does the opponent decide to throw? They throw a Disarming Voice, which is, oh, that is such a cringe shield. And then we let the Shadow Ball through. We are doing all the wrong things right now. This is not good. But we do get to this overheat now, and what does their Gliscopod want to do? They go ahead and shield it up, and now we come in with our Flapple here. So we're going to have to survive this X-Scissor here, or we're going to have to, okay, so now we shield it up. And then now they're in with their Cordillea here. We do throw on CMP tie, which is great so that we throw before getting debuffed here. Now they're going to probably throw what I believe to be a Rock Tomb, yes. And now we're going to go for this farm down here. Can we get it? Yes. We have a lot of energy now going into this Gliscopod. Can a resisted fly do the damage, do the deed for us? No, it doesn't take it out. But we do catch this move on the Volcanion. Let's go. They throw the X-Scissor, takes us out. And now that we're clear of debuff, we can Dragon Breath down the Gliscopod for the win. GG's, let's go. Okay, Virizion in the lead now, and then they switch out into a Belly Bolt. This time, though, they're running Thunder Shock, so we go ahead and get that catch right away on the Drampa. Let's go. So now we are basically walling their entire moveset here. Their Thunder Shocks, as well as their Parabolic Charge or Zap Cannon. They're a one-dimensional Pokemon right now, and we are a normal dragon. So we are pretty much the opposite end of the spectrum here. We're going to go ahead and let them throw here. If they want to take us out with the Parabolic Charge, that's fine, but we do get a Swift off before they're able to achieve that, and they do let it through, and they're able to farm us down, but that's no problem because we come in with the Flapple and take them out. And now they come in with the Skeledirge here, and this is going to be a very tricky matchup, except we do catch this move here and get a sneak, and it's the Torch Song, double resisted. Let's go. Now we have an energy lead, and we're going to go ahead and start spamming out these Earth Powers here. Look at that shield. Gone in an instant. And then they go for the Shadow Ball, and we get the right shield here. So now we can over-farm slightly, and they throw an extra Incinerate there. But we're going to go ahead and get this last shield here, and now they're going to go ahead and throw their move. But we're going to let it through because we can survive the Torch Song. Let's go. So now we have energy on the Volcanion. We've got energy on the Flapple here, and that Incinerate did a lot of damage, but they got a Virizion in the back, so you know what time it is. Boom! Let's go! That fly nearly knocked it out entirely. We get to the next fly, and we take it out. No bubbles needed. Screenshot, postcard, the full works. You got it. Let's go. All right. Belly Bolt in the next game. Ollie's had Belly Bolt. All right. They get off the move first, so we're going to shield this up. They're going to boost their defense, but that's totally fine because they cannot take an Earthquake or an Earth Power very well. So we're going to go ahead and get... Oh, they let it through, and that does a lot of damage, and the defense falls, and we get the catch. Let's go. All right, so we waste their energy. We get a little bit more farm because they decided to boost their defense, and then they come in with a Venusaur. So obviously unsuspecting of the coverage move that we have on. Boom! Look at that damage. Let's go. All right, so now the Venusaur needs to throw a Sludge Bomb to take us out. They bait us, and they come in with an Executor, all right? I thought I was the only one in town with a Grass and Dragon type, but I was wrong, apparently. They got an Alolan Executor, so this is going to have to be a very tricky little mid-game matchup here. We're going to go ahead and force them to throw their energy. We got some chip damage with the Dragon Breaths, and now they have to throw a Seed Bomb here to take us out, and then we go ahead and snipe them again with the Flapple, and we take care of the Venusaur in the back. GG's. All right, speaking of Venusaur, we got one in the lead right here in the Shadow form. They come in now with their Fraligator. They've got two Dragons, or two Shadows so far. and we go ahead and catch that Hydro Cannon on there, so we're looking really good right now. The Shadow Claws are double resisted, so we can tank another Hydro Cannon without being in fear of being farmed down, at least at this point in time. We're going to go ahead and throw a good timing here, and the opponent decides to let it through, and we have one switch at this point. So now the opponent comes back in with their Venusaur. We're unable to get to a Swift here, which is unfortunate, but we're able to get some nice Incinerate damage. They do switch out into their Swampert, but we can meet it with, we can get a shield really quickly with the Earth Power. Unfortunately, no defense drop right here. And we're worried about a potential Sludge, so we're going to go ahead and shield that up. And they're running Hydro Cannon. I wouldn't be surprised if they're running Hydro Cannon and Earthquake at this point. I don't really care. We're going to go ahead and start forcing shields here with the Seed Bomb, and they can throw whatever they want right here. Yeah, they just go for a Hydro Cannon, so we're fine. And now we are concerned about the potential Sludge Bomb, so we do shield that up. And now we're going to farm up to the move, and we get there. All right, this fly is going to do massive damage. Boom! Takes out the Venusaur, and now it's just the Swampert in the back, and we're going to farm them down, but not before a double-resisted Hydro Cannon, and then we're gonna get that Incinerate down actually for the style points. GG's. All right, Typhlosion in the next matchup. Okay, we're doing really good here. Now we're gonna. Okay. So the Typhlosion will win CMP against a mythical Pokemon. Go figure. And we do have to shield the Thunder Punch, but now it would be amazing if we can get this catch on one of our dragons in the back, and they hold on to their energy, which is unfortunate. But they come in with the Palkia, which is insane. You see some insane spice in the Summer Cup here. But we have these Swifts on deck. They have to shield it up, and we get the farm down too. And with our spamminess, we're able to get to this Swift before the Incinerate registers, and it takes them out entirely. Let's go. And then they have a Trevenant in the back. They top left. Mahalo. All right. Okay, so Bellybolt in the lead again. Same song, same dance. They're going to go ahead and go for the Parabolic Charge, which we're going to shield up. And we're going to go ahead and overfarm. Okay, and they come in with the Kingdra this time. You know, at least we're not switch locked at this point. So we do get the chip damage, so now we can come in with the Drampa and go for this Dragon Breath down. And I don't think they made it to... They did get to the Outrage. That is disastrous. My goodness. Okay, so this is really bad. We're going to go ahead and get that double resisted farm down, though, and try and play our way out of this one. And we have a Lapras come in, so we're going to go ahead and bait because we don't want to debuff our Incinerates. And they actually let it through, which is awful. But they do decide to throw energy at us, which is fantastic here because now we're going to put it all on the shoulders of Flapple. And they come in now with their Belly Bolt. They're going to be inclined to boost their defense, and this is a good opportunity for us because we need energy going into that Lapras, but they actually let the move through. I thought they were going to shield it, so now it's just us against this Lapras. We have one shield. Can we get the farm down? Yes, we do. GG's. All right, opponent lost with 2 shields left on the table. Can't be doing that, buddy. All right, into this next matchup, we have a Drampa against a Unnovan Stunfisk. A very good matchup for us, especially since they're running Thundershock. They switch out now into the Tentacruel. So now we're going to meet it with a bunch of loaded energy here. We're going to get this Swift off right off the bat. And looks like to be a Poison Sting Tentacruel, so there is a possibility that they are running Blizzard here. We've gotten things so low at this point that I'm fine with farming it down with the Flapple, or maybe even 1 shield farm down with the Volcanion. And that's what we're going for right here. Let's go. In fact, yeah, we didn't even use a shield. We can survive a Scald since we're part water type. That's fantastic. And now we're going to come in with this Earth Power against the Stunfisk, forcing a shield here, I imagine. Yes. But we also catch the move in the process. So now, oh, that would have been great if it was a discharge, but we'll take the Mud Bomb. That's fine. And then they have a Golisopod in the back, and we have an energy lead. This is looking very good for us because of coverage fly. Let's go. So now we're going to go ahead and shield the potential X-Scissor if they're okay. They are double moved, and that would have taken us out. But now they come in now with their Stunfisk, and they don't have a move that can deal with us. The best they can do. Then they go for the discharge right there. The best they could have done was the single resisted Mud Bomb, but instead, there you go. Too little too late though, buddy. And we're just gonna go ahead and sauce on you at this point. With the Volcanion, hey, don't get mad. You got a big catch and you got the win. GG's. And we even had a shield to show for it, so very cool. All right, Bellybolt in the lead. I'm a broken record, but we're gonna go ahead and go for this catch here because they have Thundershock. And so we get that nice parabolic charge on the Drampa. This is already wasted energy for them because they can play out for switch all they want, but at the end they're just going to have a lot of defense, and they're just going to be a lot for us to farm down with the flapple. But they could decide to actually switch out into the Skeledirge, which is not very good for them at all, because we're going to be able to survive this Incinerates and get off this next move. So it's up to the opponent now whether they want to shield it or let it through. They go ahead and shield it, and it's a CMP tie. So Drampa's out here winning CMPs against Skeledirges. You heard it here first. Let's go. So now we come in now with the Volcanion, and this looks like another CMP tie here, and we take them out entirely. Let's go. And then now we have the Flapple here to deal with this Belly Bolt here. They're deciding to throw energy for I'm not sure why, but we're going to go ahead and take it. They're just giving us more farm. And what do you got in the back? Oh, they got a Alolan Golem, and we're not able to Seed Bomb that for the win. They go ahead and take a hike. GG's. All right. Golisopod in the lead here, and they do have Fury Cutter, so this is better for us. We're going to go ahead and shield this. Oh, they actually go for an X-Scissor for some reason. I was expecting the Aqua Jet. That's what a normal trainer would throw, but whatever. Anyways, we're going to go for this Overheat. They do shield that, and so now they come in. I come in with the Drampa here, and we're going to go ahead and tank one X-Scissor. And then they go for Aqua Jet, so I don't know if it's opposite day wherever this trainer is playing from. I don't really know what or why, but we're going to go ahead and take that because we are on a very volcanically active island right now, and we got to do what we can to appease Mount Volcanion here. We do get farmed down by this Lapras, which is very bad because it is loaded on energy. So we come in with the Flapple now, and I remember what I was trying to do in this situation. I wanted to catch an Ice Beam on the Volcanion, but my counts were a little off, and we overfarmed, and the opponent takes us out with the Ice Beam, which is tragic. And now the opponent has their Golisopod in here coming to do the dirty work, and we do get the farm down here, but they come in now with the Lapras here, and this might be too little too late. We're going to go ahead and throw this move anyways. Let's see what they have in the back. They have a Skeledirge. Can we get to the move? Yes! Is this enough? Is this enough? Oh, it's not! Oh, so close! But you did so well, Volcanion. All right, don't get too mad, please, please, please. All right, and so now the opponent has a Waterfall Primarina here, so this is actually very bad for the Volcanion. I should be switching out into a Dragon at this point, and we do. And did we just catch the Hydro Cannon? Ooh, yes, we sure did. Double resisted. Oh, we get that double resisted farm down. They were doing double resisted waterfalls against us, so all things equal. Anyways, we got this fly now going into the Skeledirge, doing massive damage here. Now the opponent needs to throw energy if they want to take us out before we get to the next fly. I'm going to go ahead and shield this up, actually, because we can get to this move. And we're actually going to go ahead and defer the Incinerate onto the onto the Drampa here, and we catch a double resist. They throw a double resisted Shadow Ball, and we take that like it's nothing. And we're able to actually survive the Night Slash here. So now we're going to get this move off on the the Shiny Greninja here. And can we get to the move? Oh, they farm us down, which is really bad. But we're going to play this one out. The opponent decides to overfarm here. I thought we were going to play to a CMP tie. So we get that last shield. And can we get to the move? No. But if we shield here... Oh, we actually survived. No, we didn't survive. Never mind. But we farmed them down, and then they have the Skeledirge, and we farmed them down. GG's. Okay. All right. So we could have played that a little differently, but all the result is the same. All right. So now the opponent has Acid Tentacruel here. The best they can do right here is a Scald. We take that not very well, but we're able to get to this move here, see what the opponent wants to do. And we get a shield, which is nice, so we're going to switch out now into the Drampa here. And we're not taking a Blizzard. I'm not taking any chances. Woo! We shielded the Blizzard. Let's go. All right, so now we have plenty of energy going to this Typhlosion now, which is great. We are core breaking this opponent. And so now we throw in good timing here. See what the opponent wants to do. They actually want to save the energy on their Typhlosion. So what we're going to do here is actually let it through. And we barely survive, and we farm them down with the Volcanion, having a move to go into the Tentacruel. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I could have thrown the Earth Power to take them out, but this is actually better for us because their next Pokemon doesn't farm down our Volcanion. So actually we saved energy that way, and they have now an Acid Shadow Victory Bell, and it is shredding through the Flapple here. I honestly probably could have taken that move, but we get to this fly here, taking them out. And then we survive the acids and farm down the Tentacruel for the win. GG's. Alright. Fraligator in the lead here. Fraligator in the lead. We go for that catch. It is unsuccessful, but we are not going to get Ice Beam today. They full send it at least, which is good for us. And they come in now with the Skeledirge. Kind of a narrow meta here, as you can see, but we're able to spice it up with our own, and we're kind of core breaking them. So I kind of like what we've got going on here. Like as you saw in the earlier part of the video, we had Ultra League battles, and then turns out all the Pokemon I was using were eligible for Summer Cup. And so I just moved the team over to Summer Cup, and it's actually working out. So go figure. Anyways, we shield the Shadow Ball, which is great. So now what we're going to do is try and catch a move. The opponent banks on their energy, and they swap into the Fraligator. So they are making all sorts of big plays right now. We do get a shield from them, which is great. The question is, can we we got the Incinerate through, but can we survive a Hydro Cannon? Didn't think so. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and farm up as much as we can. We know that there's energy on the Skeledirge, so we take out the Fraligator. And then they have a Virizion in the back. So again, trying to overfarm ever so slightly. I know there's energy on that Skeledirge, and then they just... We almost swept, but the Skeledirge just proved to be too much for us. Anyways, GG's. Alright, into this next battle. Snorlax in the lead. Alright, we got a new face in here. Alright, so we are going to go straight for the Overheat. No ifs, ands, or buts. Boom! Look at that damage right there. Alright, they're coming out with an Emboar. Okay, this opponent is pretty spicy, but we hold the spice title. Boom! We just one-shot the Emboar. The opponent's thinking what to do. They say mahalo. Alright, GG's. Okay. Jellicent's in the lead now. We're going to go safe swap straight into the Flapple here. We don't want to take an Ice Beam to the face. We go ahead and make a good shield with the Shadow Ball, and they're coming out with a Licky Licky, so not what I expected to see here, but that's no problem. We're going to go for Fly, and on good timing, we didn't let any rollouts through, which is surprising because we were notorious for doing that. And I felt like they were going to go for a nuke there, so I wanted to shield that, so that way we're not stuck shielding Body Slams at the end of this matchup. Unfortunately, I do let in a rollout. That was inevitable at this point, but I was expecting the Shadow Ball at this point, and we're able to catch it on the Drampa. Let's go. And the opponent comes back in with their Jellicent, which we completely wall since they don't have Ice Beam. So they are absolutely core broken by our dragons in the back. So we go on good timing right here. And now we're going to go for this Fly, see what they want to do. They let it through. We're able to Dragon Breath farm them down. What do they have in the back? They had a Talonflame. So I would have preferred, you know, it would have been probably more smart to come in with the Talonflame versus the Jellicent, but who's counting? And they throw the double resisted Flame Charge on us. So now we're able to get to this Earth Power here and pressure this last shield. The opponent does throw, and they're going to throw a flying type move in order to take us out, whether it's Fly or Brave Bird. They full send the Brave Bird, so their Talonflame's empty on energy. Pretty sure their Jellicent's empty on energy as well, or their Licky Licky, because they threw the Shadow Ball. So we're looking good here. For good measure, we go ahead and throw the Fly here just to take them out. And then we go ahead and farm down the Talonflame for the win. GG's. Okay. Lapras in this next matchup here. We're going to build up to the Overheat or the Earth Power, not decided yet. They're going to go ahead and throw a Sparkling Aria, which we're able to tank okay. We're still in the yellow health here. We're going to go full send right here. And they shield it up, so now we go in with the Flapple, so that way we can take them out with a Seed Bomb if need be. They full send the Ice Beam, which is great for us because we can overfarm a little bit now. We're going to go for this Seed Bomb here and see what the opponent wants to do. They let it through, and now they come in with the Skeledirge. So you've seen this before. We throw in good timing here, able to get this Fly off. We'll do great neutral damage if they let it through, and they decide to throw their energy. So this is perfect scenario right here. They actually undercharge on the Torch Song, but we transfer that Incinerate to the Volcanion where it's double resisted, forcing them to throw a big nuke in order to take us out. So they are dry on energy right now, which means that we can tank whatever we want on the Drampa, but we actually farm them down before they even get to another move, and they've got a Venusaur in the back, so you know what time it is. Double Dragonfly team. Okay, they shielded up. Okay, that's cool. Oh, wait! There's more. We decided to catch, back-breaking catch, and the opponent says mahalo. They didn't want that Fly. They didn't want the smoke. Let's go. Alright, so we got a Shadow Zapdos in the lead on this next one, and they throw on less than optimal timing, giving us a full Incinerate. we're happy with this fast move pressure here. They come in with a Palkia origin, so this is crazy right now. We're going to go ahead and get this chip damage off, and we're not going to make the same mistake with the Kingdra, because we did a lot more damage and they only got to an Aqua Tail there. We can tank that easily. So now we have Wand Switch, we have energy on our Drampa, and the opponent comes down with a Zekrom, which is crazy. So this opponent is all sorts of spice, but we get that last shield with the Swift. They're going to have to farm us down if they want it, but little do they know that we've got a second dragon of our own, and this one is Flapple. And okay, I didn't want to take a crunch or an outrage. I don't know my timing too well. So I shielded up the double resisted fusion bolt. But speaking of which, we just caught that drill peck, and now we're able to farm down the Zapdos, and we farmed down the Zekrom for the win. GG's. All right. Shiny Swampert in the lead here. We're going to go ahead and go straight into the Drampa here. We're not wasting any time. We get to the first move in order to desync this switch clock at the very least. And the opponent farmed up a lot. I'm not sensing a sludge here. We're going to seal up that Earthquake. Great shield on our part. And then they come in with a shiny Drampa of their own, which is insane. They're outdoing me at my own game right now. This is crazy. Can we get to this Swift? No. Oh, man. This battle's really just bringing it out of me right now. So now we're going to go ahead and take this charge. Oh, my gosh. Look how much that Swift does. That is a lot of damage. I'm just going to try and go for a one shield farm down right here. They come in now with the Swampert. So this is looking really not great right now. We do take them out, but now they're going to come in with, let's see here, with a Tentacruel, and yeah, we're done here. This is not looking very good. We're going to go ahead and throw this move just because, but we're kind of seeing the writing on the wall here. These acids are doing plenty of damage to begin with, but they go ahead for the Sludge Wave, taking us out, and there's just no way we're getting this move. We actually resign the match. GG's. All right. Into the lead now with a Palkia Altered, and we safe swap into our Drampa, and they make a really good catch, but they probably don't realize how good of a catch it is on their Venusaur. So now at this point, because we've chipped so much with the Dragon Breaths and the Swift, we can probably just Swift to take them out. We do call the Frenzy Plant here, so we're able to survive, and we're able to pressure them for a shield now if they want Switch. They actually let it through, so that's great for us because now we can align their Palkia with our Flapple. And are we afraid of a Draco Meteor here? Nope. Double resist Aqua Tail. Let's go. And then they come in now with their Typhlosion, and we're going to go ahead and throw on good timing here before that third Incinerate registers. So now we're going to go ahead and try and catch a move here, and they hold on to their energy, so these Thunder Punches are going to do a lot, so we're just going to start shielding here, guys. Alright, so they get to their second Thunder Punch, so they should be clear on energy now. We go ahead and shield that one too. They're at 2 Incinerates now with that second one going through. They're at the Thunder Punch here, and so now it's a matter of, can we survive this? Yes, we do, although barely. And then they come in with the Palkia, but we farm it down. Double resisted farm down, having the Earth Power ready to take out the Typhlosion for the win. GG's. Into the final match here. All right, final match. Swampert in the lead, and then we come in now with the Drampa. They bring in their Belly Bolt. Very positive matchup for us. Okay, so we get the Swift off before this Parabolic Charge, so we're able to do some significant damage here. They decide to throw their move now. Their defense is bolstered, so now we can go ahead and throw this next Swift here, see what they want to do. They actually shield it, so they were better off shielding the first one because that was before their defensive buffs. So now they do take us out. They do have Switch, but little they know we have another Dragon. And this one's even better because we double resist the Parabolic Charges. This is perfect. We have all the farm in the world now. And they have a Heatran in the back. What is going on? Flapple Energy goes great into 99.9% of the meta. One of the exceptions being a Heatran. So we are in shambles right now because we are aligned with a Swampert. Luckily, we did get an Incinerate to go through. So now it's just a race to the charge moves here. Can we get to this Earth Power? Yes. All right, we get to the Earth Power against the Swampert, but this needs to KO it. Does it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But we do get the farm down here, and then they get to a move on the Heatran. Oh no. They're short of the Stone Edge and the Earth Power. Going for our own. Boom! Taking out the Heatran with a double super effective Earth Power. Let's go! Okay, those were all the battles, but What is going on? I don't know, guys. I think that last earth power just set this Mount Volcanion off on a course that we cannot rectify ourselves. I think we're in danger, guys. I don't know what to do. I hope you enjoyed these battles, and if I don't make it out of here, we are 10 subscribers away from 150. Please make sure you go ahead and do that. Not that it's gonna matter if we can't get out of this mess, but what? I think I just heard the volcano erupting. Guys, gotta get for cover.